Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. So I've got a couple of little things to talk about, nothing hugely significant, but you know, we're trying to cover everything here. So we'll jump in with a delay to an upcoming comic, and that is Legend of Korra Turf Wars Omnibus edition has been delayed from previously being November 15th/16th to now being coming out on the 27th of December 2022. So this is the mass market date, which is usually first for most comics, but in this case it seems to be a mass market delay so far, because if we look at this on Previews World, which is more focused on the comics, and I think Dark Horse still also say the same date, and they use the comic book store date, so November 16th. This could be one of those situations like what happened with Team Avatar Treasury, where it has just received a mass market delay. So it might actually still be coming out in the middle of November, so like just over 2 weeks from now, in comic stores, but you might have to wait until December for everywhere else. So that's the thing, is like it is a significant delay. It's like a month and a half, like just less than a month and a half. This is the last possible Tuesday in the year to stick to a 2022 date and not go into 2023. It's a somewhat interesting release, just because we want to see how they're going to exactly do the Korra Omnibus editions, because they don't have annotations in the library editions. Are they just going to give everything? So is this literally just going to be a smaller version of the library edition? And then is there going to be anything on the spines? And especially because it doesn't seem like the new Korra comic trilogy is the same as Turf Wars and Ruins of the Empire. What does that mean? Either way, there's some interest in this, and the delay is somewhat unfortunate. But just again, for this one, I don't think anyone was able to fully keep track of what went on with Team Avatar Treasury. But in this one, just keep an eye on your local comic book store to see if this actually does change or not, to have a matching date, which I suppose would be December 28th if it does receive the full delay across the board, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Then next we have this. So the Noble Collection, who I believe I covered this a bunch of weeks ago, months ago, that they did get the license for Avatar, but I don't think they properly announced what they were doing. Now we have some of the figures actually like listed. So if you search Avatar, this is what comes up. Zuko Bendy Fig, Katara Bendy Fig, Aang Bendy Fig, and Toph Bendy Fig. So if we just go into one of these, we get a slightly better look at what we're dealing with here. Again, they're not, it doesn't feel like they're like proper action figures, in that obviously they're meant to be these figures that are sort of flexible because of the type of plastic that they're made from. It seems to sort of come with some accessories, but again, it's just the kind of one sword again for Zuko, not particularly exciting. So these don't stand out that much to me, and especially for the price that they are. Like, admittedly, it's a somewhat big bendy fig, like 7 inches tall, but still like 20 for that compared to like other potential figures you can get doesn't seem that great. And then in general, you're talking about like book 3 Zuko, book 1 Katara, book 1 Aang, and then like book 2 Toph. What's with them constantly doing that? And then like, why no Sokka as well? Just to kind of finish off that kind of main lineup of kind of characters. And then, you know, why not so many other characters as well? These personally don't interest me. Like, I cannot see myself in any way ever buying one of these, just because the pricing, and then they don't look like that amazing. So, you know, not the most interesting stuff that especially Noble Collection could have done, considering what they do for some of their other merchandise. This is very dull, what they've decided to do here. Final piece of news is this. So Weiss Schwarz, once again, obviously Avatar set will be coming out at some point in the future. We're kind of on the track to begin to get information. We obviously got a brief look at sort of the art for one of the kind of things. And I suppose on that topic, I don't think I've mentioned this in the video before. The two cards that they showed off, if you look at the post about them on the website, they do actually confirm that those two cards are from the Trial Deck Plus. So that explains a few things, and that, like, okay, so the Trial Deck is going to be yellow and blue, and then it means that those aren't maybe super representative of what the rest of the set is going to be like in terms of what cards are in each colors, because oftentimes the Trial Decks can just kind of put whatever characters they want in whatever colors. Anyway, but they put up this post about the world finals for like Bushiroad card games, which includes Weiss Schwarz, and there's going to be 4 PR cards available at the event. So if you attend, I think you get one or all of these cards. I don't know what the full details on exactly how that works is, but it does mean they are exclusive. One of them, as you can see here, is an avatar card. We'll take a closer look at it in a second. So the World Finals, if you look on the website, are taking place in LA. So I think the way this works, based on the information here, if we go to prizes, is entry PR. There's cards for like PR events, participation inside events, participation playmat, and then like champion cards. I don't know what this means in terms of like, do you only get these if you have basically like won the ability to play in the World Finals, or if you just like attend as a spectator, do you get this as well? I'm not really sure what the idea here is. It does say general attendees, so I'm assuming if you just do attend the event, you can get these. So that's maybe the only hope for this in terms of like people wanting to have a full collection of avatar cards, that you will probably want to have this card in your collection. So otherwise, it's a bit of a kind of disappointing kind of turn of events that, oh, we have to immediately deal with straight away. Here's a card that is actually super, super difficult to get before we've ever even properly seen the full details on one normal card we can get. There's immediately this promo card that is going to be a nightmare to get, potentially. Now, let's take a closer look at this. So, they actually have the full details on this card. So, it is a level 0, it's a 0 cost. That makes sense. I don't think there are any level 0 cards that actually cost anything, so that's fine. No trigger icon, as would be expected from a level 0. The card is called Team Avatar. You can see the Avatar logo down here on the bottom. It's 1 soul, as expected from this. 3000 power, which is the standard power for vanilla level 0s. This is a good way to get a baseline of what the kind of general power level for cards is. Level 0s is like in or around 3000. Level 1s are in or around like kind of 5500. Level 2s is usually around kind of 7500. And level 3s are around 10,000. That's a general idea of how the kind of level structure on the cards works. And then in terms of tags, which are how a lot of the effects are going to reference what cards will get power boost, what you can search for and stuff like that. It's got a blank tag, and then World of Avatar is one of the tags. That seems very general. Like, a lot of times they do tend to be a little bit more specific. So World of Avatar, maybe it's just a really cool way for them to be like, hey, you can search for any card, so we'll just have World of Avatar. And then maybe there will be other ones that are a little bit more specific of like, okay, here is Water Tribe, Earth Kingdom, Air Nomad, Fire Nation, as some of the other tags, maybe non-bender. Who knows what way they'll do it. I'm guessing probably the 4 nations and World of Avatar is probably the easiest way to do it, with just like 5 tags. That way they can be specific if you want to have nation-specific decks, but then if they just want to say search a card, they can just use the World of Avatar tag. That seems like probably the most ideal way to actually do it. 2023 Viacom International. That makes sense because we basically know the full Avatar set's going to come out in 2023, and then the World Finals is in January 2023, so the promo card would only be technically released then as well. Then you have the kind of information, ATLA/World Championship 04, P04 promo, and that's that. This is an interesting one because, of course, The other prizes are Card Fight Vanguard cards. So this is the only Weiss Schwarz card as part of the set. So just to kind of be aware of that. So yeah, interesting. A chibi card. I'm guessing the way they'll do this is that I'm assuming they'll probably do kind of like chibi cards as maybe the box toppers, and maybe some of the promo cards that will come in the supply set might also be chibi. So I don't really expect that this will be the only chibi card. I'd be probably surprised if there was any chibi cards in like the main set or just as a standard card in the trial deck. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. It's a yellow, but I don't expect that that means anything. And then in terms of gameplay, most of the time you are not going to want to play vanillas in your deck at all. Unless there's a very specific circumstance by which you need a level 0 3000. There's no real need. And especially given that we know the trial deck is going to be blue-yellow, there's probably a high chance that there is a 3000 level 0 at blue or yellow or potentially both in the trial deck anyway. So you'll get effectively the exact mechanics of this card in the trial deck anyway. So this is kind of just there for kind of like the different art and like other exclusive aspect. There probably is also like the chance that you get a yellow team avatar card in that set, and this is just an alternate art. But you know, I don't want to speculate too much about it. But just mechanically, there's nothing unique about this card, more or less. Like unless it has a unique tag, that just means it's like searchable by everything. But I don't really think that is going to be the case. Other than that, that has basically been all of the news. We're just still waiting on a lot of stuff to properly come out, properly drop. Like, say, Avatar Generations, for example. I don't think there's been a proper update on when this will release worldwide in quite a while. Avatar Quest for Balance, there's been no information on that. And at this point, like, under 2 weeks before the potential release date of that game, I don't think there's any chance it's actually coming out when it was said it was coming out. And yeah, the year is just slowly wrapping up, and it doesn't really feel like there's that much opportunity for news anywhere else. Patterns in Time is out basically exactly a month from now. That feels like it's just taking an eternity to come out. And as someone who's read that already, it still feels like still a month to wait until that book actually comes out. But you know, that's just Avatar in 2022. Hopefully 2023 is better, but until we hear some more concrete information about Avatar Studios, it's even, I think, more difficult to get super excited for next year as well. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on the delay to the Turf Wars Omnibus Edition, Noble Collection Bendy Figs announced for Avatar, and then the Bushiroad World Championships promo card for the Avatar Weiss Schwarz set here. Any thoughts on this and how difficult it's going to be to get? Yeah, other than that, that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.